Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a family is left with almost nothing after their home was destroyed in a fire. And Cavis continues to be more of an issue rather than a solution as county clerks have issues across the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are just past 6:30 on Monday, March 11th. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. A lot of clear skies across eastern and southern Kentucky as we get you out the door on a Monday morning, back up to 32. Oh, that time change. Not catching a good sunrise this morning. Yeah, I know. I'm worried about the sunrise. You're like, oh, give me third cup of coffee going, especially with some of these temps this morning. But don't worry. It's a beautiful start to the week. You're going to love the pattern. The way the trend goes is we have no chance of rainfall until Friday. Temperature-wise this morning, minus Irvin at 24. We're pretty much all in the mid-upper 20s and lower 30s. The satellite Nordic composite, nothing locally. Broaden the view out. We look beyond Illinois and Missouri as well as Arkansas. And high pressure, full control, not only just for today, the next few days. Hour by hour forecast as we rock and roll through this Monday. A lot of sunshine and up to 58 in Hazard this afternoon. More about your First Alert 7-day forecast and the delightful pattern for most of the week. It's coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. A Knox County couple is searching for answers after their home was destroyed in a fire. The pair doesn't believe it was an accident, as suspicious that foul play is involved. Alyssa Williams sat down with the two.
26 years worth of memories gone in a matter of minutes.
At least everybody's safe and didn't get hurt.
Yep, that's the main thing.
There's nothing to be possible to be salvaged out of there. It's just, it's a 100% loss.
This is the reality for Lee and Nova DeGarmo of Corbin. Their home was destroyed in a fire Thursday. The couple wasn't home, but they don't believe the fire was an accident.
They said that it pretty much started in the kitchen and the living room. And then they went throughout the house pouring something out because the fire was coming out at every window there was. He said with it doing that, they know they went through the house pouring something out.
The DeGarmos say this isn't the first time something like this has happened to them.
We got our daughter another trailer and put it back here to renovate. Right after Christmas, somebody burned it. And one of our vehicles, they vandalized it really bad.
As arson investigators with the Knox County Sheriff's Office work to find answers, there are some questions that may never be resolved.
What do we do to deserve this? I said we try to be good people, help people out, and it's just so heartbreaking to know that somebody would be so mean to hurt someone like that.
Now they sort through the piles and pieces. The couple tells me they're trying to remain optimistic.
It's like when we were leaving church today, he came by and picked me up. My grandson and my youngest daughter went. He said, "Home, Papa, home." He thinks home's still here. Home is still here, but we just got to rebuild that home.
In Knox County, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
The Kentucky County Clerks Association released a statement on the ongoing issues plaguing the state's new motor vehicle database. Officials say the Cavis team is working 7 days a week to correct the programming issues. They say inconsistent information is being shared with county clerks by KYTC's Motor Licensing Division. Last week, we reported about the system being down statewide. Since the state rolled out its new motor vehicle database back in January, county clerks across the state have experienced a number of issues. A nonprofit organization that has been around for 55 years and built hundreds of homes now has a new leader. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us about the transition underway for the nonprofit.
It is something Melissa Winburn says she felt called to do.
When I'd come up with my church to volunteer over the summer, did summer staff for a little while, took a break, started a nonprofit in my hometown that did the same thing, and then felt a call to come back in 2013.
Winburn is now the Appalachia Service Project CEO, taking over for former CEO Walter Crouch. She said she is excited about the challenge and opportunity.
I think I have a healthy mix of excitement and fear of make sure that I'm able to do everything the right way.
Winburn says she wants ASP to double their impact in the next decade.
That's both on the quality and quantity side of things. We have some amazing volunteers.
Long term, Winburn says they want to make their programs more accessible.
So we're inspired for creativity of getting volunteers involved so that we can do more work and prepare for the next 55 years.
Winburn says they have the most amazing team in the world, and the job is easy because of that. In Perry County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Winburn told WYMT she began volunteering with the Appalachia Service Project organization when she was 14 years old. Appalachia's Service Project is also looking for more volunteers. CEO Melissa Winburn says they have had a lower amount of volunteers since the COVID-19 pandemic. Winburn says they are trying to build back to the numbers they had before.
Before COVID, we hosted about 17,000 volunteers in a year, and we'll probably be close to 10,000 this year. So we're still building back, and so that's definitely a message we want to send people, that we need you, we need your help getting homes done in Appalachia, and we'd be happy to connect you.
Winburn also says they currently have 6,000 applications from people wanting home repairs or home replacements. As more people hang up the gas pump for good and switch to electric vehicles, some are frustrated with the lack of charging stations here in the Commonwealth. Kentucky ranks 47th out of all 50 states for electric vehicle friendliness, according to the latest IC Cars study. Also from IC Cars, Kentucky has a total of 820 chargers, which breaks down to one for more than every 5,500 Kentuckians. The national average is one for roughly every 1,800 people.
We are the advocates for Kentucky, and there's a lot of people who don't know about EVs, so throughout the year we hold events that will promote EVs and kind of educate the public about it.
If you're on the fence about making a switch to an electric vehicle, Evolve KY wants to invite you to join them at one of their events or monthly meetings. Jewish Voices in Louisville called for an end to the war in the Middle East Saturday. On October 7th, the militant group Hamas launched an attack that killed around 1,200 Israelis. Since then, more than 30,000 have been killed in the fighting, most of them civilians in Gaza. The group Jewish Louisvillians for Peace held a panel to talk about the Jewish perspective and call for all the violence to stop. One of their organizers talked about what they wanted to achieve.
We want to provide a space where Jews and people who are committed to remaining in relationship with Jews, despite the intensity and the horror of these times, are able to discuss things with each other and be in community and share thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future.
More than 100 people signed up for the panel. Some of the notable speakers were former Congressman John Yarmuth and two U of L professors, one of which is a former Israel Defense Forces officer. March is Women's History Month, a time when Americans celebrate women's contributions to history, culture, and society. Here in Kentucky, we have plenty of reasons to celebrate this month, but for some it's about more than just looking at the past, but working for the future. For Susan Gardner, a female educator in a male-dominated profession, she fills a special role in the objective of shaping young Kentucky women's minds.
I think that the idea is try to encourage students that hadn't occurred to them that they could be in STEM or work in STEM, that's really an opportunity for them too.
Institute of Women's Policy and Research ranks Kentucky number 47 out of the 50 states for women in STEM careers, and only approximately 27% of those working in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields in Kentucky are women. Saturday, many people came from across the country for a special celebration. Minnie Redmond celebrated her 100th birthday at the Southeastern Community College in Middlesboro. The celebration brought friends and family to join sharing a special milestone. The celebration was hosted by Minnie's daughter-in-law, Tammy Redmond. Minnie says for people that wish to live as long as her, there is a certain way to live.
Live for the Lord.
Live for the Lord.
Do what the Bible tells you to do.
Okay.
And you think that's hard, but if you live for the Lord, it just comes natural.
Minnie was a Sunday school teacher, and many of her students made the trip to celebrate with her.
And some wise words from Minnie, right? Something we should all probably sit back and kind of think about with that cup of coffee and trying to get going on a Monday morning. How are you doing with the time change? We're lagging. That's all right. You know what? These temps will add a spring to your step. Mid and upper 20s, lower 30s here on a Monday morning in eastern and southern Kentucky. Nothing going on regarding cloud cover, so as the sun rises here over the next hour, high pressure means a lot of sunshine and blue skies. We get you through your Monday. And yes, indeed, we'll get into the mid-40s during the course of the lunch hour, topping out at 58 later today. All right, can we do better than 58 this week? We'll let you know, and you'll like it with a smile on your face, too. First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Hostages remain in Gaza as the holy month of Ramadan begins.